What is going on, guys? This is Miasin, yet again, episode number 2 of season 2 of Let's Try to Win a YCS. Look at my win rate on DB, by the way. Oh my god, yo. So obviously you can tell that this was season 2 because I started playing again just like a few days ago for episode 1. I won literally 15 games straight with Sky Striker featuring Phoenix Enforcer. And now recently, so today, or I guess yesterday if you're watching this tomorrow, I actually won a couple of games with Tenyi Sword Soul. So before we get into this episode, make sure you like and subscribe, and also check me out on Instagram at Yasin656YGO because I post sneak peeks of my upcoming videos before they get uploaded on YouTube, which is pretty interesting. And now let's jump right into replay number 1. A lot of really interesting replays are going to be showcased in this video, by the way. But yeah, alright, so I'm going to, I think, lose the dice roll, of course. So I'm going second. I actually lost, I want to say, probably most of my dice rolls with this deck, and it never really mattered because, what can I say, Tiny Sword Soul best deck, Ecclesia for president, or Moye for president, or Chija, whatever, I don't even care at this point. Every card is Bay, every card is MVP, best card of the deck. Yeah. This guy drew the nuts, so Valor doesn't do jack, because, yeah, what the frick is this? And of course you had to draw Fusion, of course, bro, of course. But it's actually a really good deck. I'm a huge fan of Hero with Fusion Destiny. It's the deck that uses Fusion Destiny the best. You don't actually care about the hero lock, so you can use Fusion Destiny as a way to actually send real cards instead of, oh, Dasher plus freaking Celestial. No. This time you can actually, you can do more than that. You can send these cards, which are much better, Denier and Malicious, and of course, there is no way I win. So the guy actually thought that I was playing Sky Striker because the only card I showed him was Valor. But no, I'm not playing Sky Striker. And then we're like, oh, and by the way, I have a YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. He's like, what? No way. And yeah, apparently he watches my videos. So yeah, huge shoutouts to you, Lin. I don't know, dude, I'm gonna destroy your name. I'm so sorry. Linji Balinka. I hope I have it right. Huge shoutouts to you. You're the beast. And yeah, so now I'm going first on the game 2. I have Anti-Spell. So my real goal is just to protect Anti-Spell. I don't really care about the rest. So I could have made like a better board if I didn't want to make the Baroness. So if I accepted the Wyrm lock of Ashuna, because I'm pretty sure I had access to the card. Yeah, of course, I still have it in the grave. But if I do that, then I'm kind of screwed. So it's not really worth it. So I think I played it out correct, just in case he had something for the Anti-Spell. And now I'm going to literally be able to kill. This is absolute GG. Baxia shuffle back 2 cards, even though they're not relevant. And then attack. Game 3 it is. So I will be going second, of course, against a pretty good hand. Stratos, Fusion Destiny, Mass Change, Increase, Honesty Neos, blah, blah, blah. Really good thing that this player is playing 2 Increase, otherwise the brick would have been game over. But I'm actually chilling because I have evenly in my hand, so I'm like, you're good to go. It's fine. I don't really care too much. Yeah, okay, so I don't know if discarding the second Mass Change... Well, you know what? It makes sense, yeah. Keeping the Call by the Grave just in case. And the Mass Change, yeah, you know what? You can get it again with the Wonder Driver, so that's why this play did make sense, so it's completely okay. And then he's going to be able to search the Adjusted Gold, not even going to be using its effect to search for the Fusion, which I actually think is a little sus, because if next turn you draw the Dark Calling, I think that's the name of the card, then the Adjusted Gold becomes a brick. So I actually think the correct play was to use that card to search literally right away, so you deck thin and you make sure you can't draw a break for next turn. But anyways, it's all good. I go battle phase, and this is like the end of the world for him. Dark Claw is here, but I think I can already out it with the Moye into Baxia, shuffle back 1. And now I really have to deal with that Phoenix Enforcer. It is an absolute necessity. So in main phase 1, I'm free to draw cards because the Dark Law is no longer on the field. I couldn't do that before, and now I can start discarding cards as well, so long one. Well, I mean, I could always discard cards. Dark Law just makes it so you can't, like, send the cards from your hand to the graveyard as a cost. But yeah, discard is always legal. Ah, let's go, man! Ruddy Rose Dragon banishes every single card in both players' graveyard. Feels freaking bad. Literally lost everything. Like, absolutely everything. This is G to the G. And, yeah, just said one pass. And now, okay, so it paid off that he didn't do the Dark Calling search last turn, because then he wouldn't have the Evil Hero Monster since I would have banished it. But this was still like an RNG move, because there was no way to predict that I was going to be, like, clearing the whole board and making Ruddy Rose Dragon. But now he's making Malicious Bane in defense, popping 1 card and then pass. Obviously, that's just not enough, because I can easily clear this card card in literally just 2 seconds. And I think I'm going to be able to do that with the Vishuda bounce. Yeah, just a matter of time before I win, and it's going to be game over as soon as I attack. Oh yeah, I was like, am I under like a Wyrmlock? I don't think I can summon this Baroness. And I was like, no, of course not, what the frick? I never used the effect of Ishuna, I think. Huge shoutouts to you, Linji Balinka, and now let's get into the next replay. Okay, so now I'm going what? I'm going second again. Of course I lost the dice roll. Of freaking course. Against the trap deck as well. I think that's 2 Compulse, Rivalry, and Scarlet. Could have been better. I don't think the optimal move would have been to like Eldritch yourself. No, I think you played it out correct. So yeah, that's just, that's fine. Alright, so now I'm trying to play, but of course the Compulse is always making it so I lose my tokens. So actually committing to a real move is really hard. And now he can sponge the damage with the Scarlet. I go for Shaman, revive back, and then make the Monk. Now, a huge misplay, well, not a misplay, but something incorrect. I should have had the Draco Masters of the Tenny, so I would have been able to, like, destroy cards. But, I mean, whatever, who cares? And I don't know if necessarily bouncing back the Eldritch was perfect, because it means that if I set the Blackout, the Eldritch, the Golden Lord, it kind of becomes, I don't know, it becomes a little annoying because it can actually send it and then I can't like destroy that face down, and I had no idea that it was a Rivalry, but I should have like predicted that it was a card that shouldn't scare me. And yeah, he top decks the Needle Ceiling, which just doesn't do jack. He also sends the incorrect card, should have sent the Shaman, because now if he attacks over the Monk, I can use Shaman to pop a card, so that's actually really bad. But obviously I can't pop the Eldritch, the Golden Lord, because it's indestructible by card effects, but whatever. So I take a little bit of damage, I destroy Rivalry, which is not super relevant anyways, because if I can go Baxia, I can shuffle back 2 cards, and I'm just gonna win the game here. But I don't want to make Baxia. I know that this is a White Destiny, so as long as I can secure game through this potentially 1 hand trap, I'm going to be able to win the game. And I just pop off here, so now I make a Baxia, go for game, and I won game 1, going second, even though the only really relevant interruptions were Compulse, since Rivalry never really did something anyways. Now, one very, very interesting thing, extremely interesting, is that he has a lot of cards. He could have said everything, but he's playing around Lightning Storm, Duster, and Evenly, which I actually respect a lot. It's just very dangerous because you're only sitting on 1 actual interruption. So I think I probably would have set the White Destiny and the Crackdown as well, because if you get Dustered on these 2 cards, you don't actually lose anything. Evenly, though, is another story. Or maybe just set Summon Limit and these 2 cards, because you don't really need the Crackdown that much on your own turn. On my turn, rather. I feel like he didn't really commit to enough negates. He was just trying to play way too safe. Sometimes safety is the most dangerous thing out there. I know that's an oxymoron, but it makes sense. Anyways, let's get into the next replay. Next replay it is. I think I'm going to go first. No! I lost the dice roll again! I'm losing every single dice roll! Fractail. Okay, so he's playing a really serious deck. Liverless Tri-Brigade, pretty good deck indeed. I'm going to be able to imperm the Keras, and that's it, that's all. So I don't know why he normal summoned the Keras. Should have like normal summoned the Nerve. I don't know, it's just, I don't even know what he's doing. I would have like used the discard effect, so you still have like a way to play. But honestly, I'm not, dude, I have no idea how to play Liverless Tri-Brigade. So you know what? Maybe he knows. Dude, I'm not going to criticize. Anyways, so I'm going to be able to pop off. It gets impermed. I could have used the effect to like Tribute. And I was like, no. Get a level 4 token that can't even do anything, because this is level 7. I don't play any level 11, obviously. Star Eater, wow, big deal. And this is also a tuner, so I really wouldn't have been able to do anything. That's why I wanted to Tribute the Monk, so I could actually use the bonus effect of Heavenly Dragon Circle to special summon instead, which I think was maybe correct, but at the same time, I'm barely making a board, so I don't know, I just feel like my hand was much better than, I don't know, I just feel like I could have done better than this, and I randomly only ended on 2 negates. Well, obviously through an Imperm, which is still something, but whatever. Alright, so he gets to play the game in a way, kind of. I literally have to Valor this. Whatever, he still has the Bird Call, and then attacks. Now he really has to crash with 2 monsters. You can't just use this card on, like, nothing. And now we're going to go into game 2, and I have Jewel and Logbird with freaking Imperm and Evenly. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Oh my god, like, Jewel Resolution, oh my god, feels good. And then make another Restart Styling just so you make Utopic Draco Future. Freaking set to pass. I mean, good, like, freaking good trap cards. His hand was unfair. Like, in theory, he would have had it, but my hand is, like, more unfair, so it's like... yeah, now I'm going to be able to win the game, of course, because I sacked. I have Moye, double Long Wan, and the nuts, but yeah. Anyways, let's get into the final replay. Okay, so am I gonna go first or second? I'm gonna go first! But the funny thing is that that's exactly what my opponent wants, because he's playing a going second deck. Oh my god, of course, man. Alright, so he doesn't have, like, hand traps, but that doesn't really matter because he has other kind of cards, so yes. Alright, so make whatever, all my plays, get back a shoot. Oh my, look at how I'm popping off, man. Discard, revive back the freaking thing, and then, yeah, and then pass. I don't think that makes any sense, because if I get Nibiru, I can't use the effect of Baroness that turn. Then I go negate the freaking Mystic Mine, he goes Talents, I'm like, shit, that's not good. Steal the Baroness, I misclicked, and I clicked on return to extra deck instead of move, because I'm dumb. I don't know why he plays Area 0 with literally no freaking Sky Striker cards. What is this? As soon as I saw Buster Drake, I was like, what in the flying frick is this deck? Yeah. Oh my god. Of course he drew the nuts, though, with the freaking Hanger and unauthorized reactivation, so I literally can't do jack. And then he goes Lina, I'm like, shit. And of course he had a letter, of course. So he can actually legally trigger the C and then B. Yeah, it's the... shoutouts to, like, the good old days where people did that trick even when they didn't have letters. They had, like, 4 trap cards, and then they would be like... Oh shit, chilling 1 C, chilling 2 B, no, doesn't work with me. Anyways, I'm going to be suffering quite hard, and he's gonna make a Buster, I'm gonna go Desires. Oh, the only card that can save me right now is Dark Ruler, no... Yeah. I'm so good at the game, Jeffrey. Oh my god. No way. Yo, it's that simple, man. It's just that simple. Sometimes you just have to stick to the game plan, draw as many good cards as you can. Top deck Dark Ruler like a skillful Yugi Mons player. Now, he doesn't take the damage. Oh, you still take the damage. No, he doesn't. But, like, every monster dies, so, you know, at the end of the day, I kind of still win. And, yeah, banish, you lose. Game 2, it will be, he forces me to go first, that's why I said, like, even when I win the dice roll, I'm still, like, a loser. What is this hand, seriously, man? 3 hand traps, terraforming tactics. It doesn't get any better than that, seriously. But my hand is okay, but the thing is... No, my hand is great, actually, never mind. My hand is fantastic, but of course I get interrupted, so I'm like, yeah, it's kind of rough. I get impermed. Actually, that was incorrect. He should have Veilored me, so he could use the imperm on his own turn. I think that's actually a much better move, but whatever. I mean, we were both, like, really tired again in this game. Of course, top decks evenly as well, so that's why I was like, I don't think I want to set the Cosmic Cyclone, because if he goes, like, evenly into Mystic Mind, then I'm dead. So I want to keep a card that I can use on Mystic Mind next turn, because I felt like there was no way that he would be, like, popping off like crazy through this. But oh boy, was I wrong. Of course he can, of course, man. So Union Hanger into Buster Drake. I'm not activating anything, obviously. I mean, this is my only negate, and I'm gonna try to not use it as much as humanly possible. So, of course, Union Hanger is still a 1-card ABC Dragon Buster, and he's actually playing really well. I mean, I really like how he's playing with Lina and everything, just overall fantastic. And then Underworld Goddess, really impressed. Yeah, okay, Veiler is insane, man. I can't believe... Okay, you know what? It actually pays off that he freaking... he used the Imperm instead of the Veiler. Man, it's the second time in this video that someone does, like, a questionable move that I don't really agree with that actually works out in, like, his favor, because if he, like, used the Veiler and then Imperm, he would have had, like, 1 Imperm left, he would have set it, and then I would have used, like, Cosmic Cyclone against it, and then I would have been able to play the game, but this... like, Effect Veiler single-handedly won him the game, so, yeah, it's kind of like, whatever, but, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Alright, now I break like there's no tomorrow, and of course he drew the nuts, so, set rotation with a letter, Dark Ruler, Imperm, and Veiler. Oh my god, so that's like ABC Dragon Buster and 2 hand shops. But he, yeah, his brain was kind of, yeah, that's what he said. I was like, I was like expecting a little more than that. I was like, yeah, I don't even know why. I'm like, trust me, dude, I misplay every single second of my existence sometimes because of like the same thing. But yeah, now that I banished the card, the the Cheng Ying is going to be able to use its effect, but of course I get Veilered, so that's not gonna happen. And he goes into the wrong Union Monster. I'm like, it's so easy, man. You literally got this. You win this game by doing nothing. Literally nothing. You can make a Link 2 Vanilla Monster, search Assault Core, and then freaking make Unicorn, shuffle back my monster, and then summon Buster, and it's game. But for some reason, he goes for Union Driver, which banishes, and then I'm like, Cheng Ying effect? And he's like, shit. Oh my god. And yeah, we had a little conversation. I was like, yeah, you have your exams, final exams. I also have my exams, so you know what, good luck. And I feel your pain, my brother, I really do, because playing like this is also something that I do a lot personally, but anyways, that's it for the replays. Let's get into the deck profile now. Okay, so for the deck profile, I'm playing only 6 hand traps, man. That's it, man. 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm. I hate Ash from the bottom of my heart. It's actually pretty garbage in the Tenyi Sword Soul Mirror match. There's just nothing to Ash. I mean, if your opponent goes immediately normal summon Moyi reveal, and you have Ash as your only hand trap, you are just going to be in an extremely bad mood. Or if your opponent starts with like Long Yuan, then you're like, oh, are you kidding me, man? Can't Ash this, but top decking Imperm is good. Even Veiler is like, I mean, it has a lot of utilities. Like, you can Veiler the Chi Jiao, yeah, the discard, even if the Baroness is on the field, and if your opponent goes Baroness negates, well, for the next turn, Baroness is not gonna have a negate, because at least this negate is like well designed, because it's not like a free once per turn every single turn. It's just once while face up on the field, and I actually think negates should start implementing this route more often, instead of always being free for no reason. Like, negates like Dragite are just not really welcome into the game, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of cards like Baroness. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Ecclesia. That was one huge mistake that I've done in my last deck profile. I didn't play Ecclesia, and then someone commented, oh, no Ecclesia, and I was like, I'm such a moron. Of course Ecclesia should be there. 3 Moye, 2 Tai, 3 Moye, 2 Tai, 2 or Tai On, I don't know how to pronounce Chinese. 3 Long Yuan, 2 Adara, 3 Ashuna, 1 Shatana. This is a card that you can summon off of Heavenly Dragon Circle when your Moye gets negated, or your Tai A, so you still get the token, and then you summon the Shatana. Well, you search the Shatana, and then you can summon it, because you control no effect monsters, and then you can still make the Chijia. And then 2 Vishuda. You don't really need to play like 3 of these Tenyis when you're already playing 3 Ashuna. 3 Dark Ruler no more, of course. 2 Heavenly Dragon Circle, 2 Desires. Please don't play 3. Oh my god, it's so breaky. Even with 2, sometimes I was drawing like 2, and I was like, it's like the worst case scenario. But if you're playing 3 Desires, the worst case scenario is drawing 3 Desires, and drawing 2 Desires becomes like more, you know, you start seeing it more often, which is not the way of the Shinobi. And 3 Emergency, emergency. Yo, Emergence, Cyber Emergency, and there's like another emergency card that's searching. Emergency Call, Emergency Teleport. Everything is an emergency, bro. Yo, my god. But yeah, Emergence, and then the Sacred Summit. This is the Monster Reborn. And 2 Vessel for the Dragon Circle. Oh my god, I love this card so much, man. It's a Foolish Burial for a Worm, and if you control a Vanilla, a non-effect monster, you also add a Tenyi on top of that. It's not like you only choose one effect. You get both as an added bonus. So, fantastic card, but I don't really like playing 3 ofs of cards that are once per turn, that are not like single-handedly starters for you. The Reinforcement of the Army is an exception, because it's not only a card that you reveal, it's a 1-card starter, obviously, because you search Tai and then you banish it. But yeah, it's a discard for Long Yuan as well, but these cards are not discards, or they are not reveals. And yeah, also Imperial Order, Triple Imperm, and Sudden Shift to Blackout. Now, for the extra deck, I'm playing 2 Zoo King Alpha with the Protos. This is a card that you side in when you know for a fact that you're going to be going first in game 2 and 3. You can call Dark against like Phantom Knight and just Dark-based strategies. It will not die because it cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can also call Water, destroying your own Shatana, for example, in the Sword Soul Mirror match. And if you are playing, well, if you make Baroness, you can actually destroy Wind against Lerulas, but I don't recommend it. There's another play that you can do where you destroy this garbage Tenyi monster. It's like one of the worst ones, Nahata. And basically, your opponent cannot summon a Wind monster. So again, Lerulas Tri-Brigade, game over, guaranteed. There's some other, yeah, of course, if you call light, but Drytron they lose, but you don't really have to do that. Because against Drytron, if you just make like Chao Feng, the game is absolutely over. No, not that freaking Cheng Ying. Chao Feng using Baxia as the Yang Xing material. So your opponent cannot activate light effects. And this is the reason why Drytron is garbage right now. It's just not really good because it has a terrible Game 2 and Game 3 matchup against any Sword Soul, on top of having to deal with the Silver Bullet cards that are as popular as ever, such as Droll and Logbird, and Forbidden Drop, Dark Ruler No More, which some people are actually main decking one or two or sometimes even both copies of. And yeah, that's a nightmare for a lot of people. Alpha, on the other hand, is a really good card in the Tenny Sword Soul Mirror match against the Chi Jia plus Blackout. This single-handedly clears both because you jump over the Chi Jia, and then obviously there's no more rare monster in your opponent's field, so he won't be able to use the effect of Blackout to destroy a card, and he can't like try to destroy just this because Blackout is specifically destroy 2 cards, not up to 2 cards, which is kind of bad. And in main phase 2, you can use the effect of Alpha to attempt to bounce yourself and a monster your opponent controls, and that's going to be prompting the effect of Baroness. So just with one single Alpha, you are able to completely clear the Chi Jia, bait the Baroness, and make the Blackout unutilizable. So very important. And then yeah, Pancratop's great card against control decks. I just like the card overall. 3 Droll against combo decks. 3 Cosmic Cyclone, which is good against mid-range decks as well, like Shaddoll Invoked, because they can be playing Shaddoll Schism. Well, Shaddoll Schism obviously, but there can only be one is absolutely disgusting against Tenny Sword Soul. Game over. Game over. There's nothing you can do. I don't even think there's like built-in outs maybe outside of like Ecclesia. But apart from that, yeah, it's like Panic City. You really have to draw Ecclesia so you can go like Special Summon, not even use its effect, Special Summon, and then Normal Summon at level 4, and make a level 8 just like, there's like no options to. So, yeah, it's definitely Panic City. And whatever. For the other cards, 2 anti-spell against a lot of decks. If you're going first, your opponent can't Dark Ruler, and if your opponent has Forbidden Drop, he has to use cards from the hand, so that's like really expensive, which is good, and evenly matched, which is overpowered against, well, going second against trap decks. And also, notice that I'm playing Cyclone and evenly, cards that do not destroy, so not Lightning Storm, Duster, and Twin, because of Lord of the Heavenly Prison, which is a card that is being played in the trap decks, and I don't really want to deal with that. But yeah, for the extra deck now, I am playing 1 Dragite, 1 Baroness, 2 Baxia. I love this card so much that I was like, I have to play 2. Chao Feng, Draco, Berserker of the Tenyi. This card is a Tenyi monster, which means that you can still use its effect under the Shaman lock, but also it's another Wyrm interruption, so under a Shuna lock, you can still do relevant things. And then Omega, there's like a combo where you clear the monster on your field, so you no longer control like an effect monster, so you can start summoning your Tenyis. It's pretty interesting, but it's not like broken, obviously. And then yeah, Ruddy Rose Dragon, double Chi Jia with Cheng Ying. Shen Shen, interesting. Now you might be wondering, how do you summon Shen Shen? It's because when the spell cards, both of them, they get banished, you can actually adjust the level plus or -1 of a, I think it's only a Sword Soul monster you control, or a Wyrm. Oh, it's actually either one. Very interesting, actually. There are a couple of plays that you can do with these cards, so I like them quite a lot, and that's how you can make Shen Shen. So Tai A single-handedly achieves that. Tai A is actually a 1 card, well, not Tai A, but the Emergence is a 1 card Shen Shen. And then yeah, 2 Monk of the Tenyi with the Shaman. This is quite self-explanatory because you need a vanilla if you want to start using the graveyard and in-hand effects, well, the second in-hand effects of the Tenyi monsters. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my road to a YCS win, episode 2. I really hope you guys were able to enjoy and learn a thing or two. If you did, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check me out on Instagram. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.